Hello, 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 and welcome to another RTAppetizer in the EpicSeven World Championship Preliminaries. TM, trademarked. I don't know, I just wanted to make the title longer than it already is. But today we have a lovely match against Jinx. They are a top legend player, as you can tell by their frame. And you've probably also heard their name before, because I know I have. I think they're the leader of Fleet. They might be the leader of Fleet. They're in Fleet, as you can tell by the guild, but very, very strong player. And today I got to fight them, and we'll get to see how things worked out for me. This will also probably be the last, whatchamacallit I do in this RTAppetizer in the EpicSeven preliminaries, because if you can believe it, not making it, I think I'm like rank 112 right now, which isn't bad, I guess. I'm happy with that. I had no intention of actually making it to the World Championship, not by a long shot, but I mean, you gotta try at least. So their Celilius is going to do Celilius things. My Sululu is going to do defense buff and ice cream things, but there's no focus, obviously, because they have Solitaria on the other side. They are just going to go into Sharoon, push her back, stun her, blind her, but that's fine. Hand Guy's coming up next. And because of all of the buffs on the enemy team, Sharoon is popping herself up. And if I'm honest, this is actually kind of nice, because now I get to reduce the damage on or reduce the buffs on the LRK, so the immunity will be gone. I unfortunately hit the Ed with the S3, but what are you going to do? Sometimes that just happens. It can't really, it's a 50-50. Everything is a 50-50. The world lives in 50-50s. But they're just going to go into Lethe, hit her. Oh, by the way, this is a Lethe game. I felt spicy. So I'm going to go into LRK just to get a speed buff on myself, put an Omen counter on him. Hand Guy, gonna strip the Solitaria so that she takes at least a little bit of damage from the Toxic. I go into her with Sharoon as well. I don't care about increasing her cooldowns. I just wanted to give her another Toxic, but I didn't do the one that I wanted to do. I have all of these buffs on my Lethe, and they strip the immunity, because why would there were no other buffs on my unit? It was just the immunity, so they stripped it. At this point, I am going to S3. Ed does not... I don't know if he resisted everything or what happened, but he didn't take anything, which is fine. I'm going to go into the LRK now. Do some good damage to their Aureus tank. 15k, not bad. Pretty good. And everyone else is kind of already on their way to being omened. The speed buff really helps with her. Unfortunately, neither of my two pushers are really pushing her up, just because of how they will work. Although there is a lot of cycling in this. I almost said deck. Magic player coming in. Cycling in this team composition. Because Sharoon pushes herself up with buffs on the enemy team. Lulika pushes either everyone up or just whomever's next in CR. Hand Guy also pushes whomever's next in CR up. And Lethe has a speed buff, so that's pretty good. LRK is going to rip another S3. I counter with Sharoon, which is kind of funny, but what are you going to do? Ed has immunity, so I am going to start going into him. Working him down. Celilius hasn't taken a turn in a while, so they're just gonna keep going into Lethe, no dice. Ed down to 17k HP, but hopefully I should be able to take care of him. He goes into the Sharoon to try and kill her, which is fine by me. I do have my S3 again, so gonna let it go again. Get rid of a good... I mean, just do a good amount of damage. Not necessarily damage, but buffing everybody, debuffing everybody. At this point, I am going to cleanse everybody. Because I should hopefully lap the LRK. I am going to push the Sharoon up, go into the Ed, because why not? I soul burn this just to get another Venom on the Sea Lilius. And now I am going to go into the Ed and get another Omen proc. I mean, hopefully this will kill him, maybe. Nope, 12k, that is fine. Hopefully I can kill this LRK before it can get another S3 up, because it is primed and ready. So I'm just going to go into him, try to kill him. No dice, but the Venom finishes him off. I would like to say that was calculated, but it absolutely was not. They're going to soul burn into Lulika, take her out. Ed has his S3 again. I believe they go into Lethe. They're trying their best, and I appreciate that. She is currently the threat. So no dice, gonna go into Lethe. They don't strip the immunity this time. I don't know how buffs and debuffs work. But this is a fairy tale for Nightmare Solitaria, so it's been just chunking away. It might also be injury, someone's injury. I don't know who it is. Ed resists both of those, which, boy, it tickles me on just on a subatomic level. That the Ed at the most important time resisted. So I'm gonna go ahead, go into the Ed, kill him. And now I'm going to get rid of the Solitaria. Third Omen of the day, of the match. Technically also of the day, because this is the only time I've used Lethe. Solitaria is going to go boom boom, and now Sea Lilius can't do anything by herself. So yeah, that was a wonderful game 1. Let's see what happens in game 2. Hello, it is me, game 2. So, this time, I just noticed that I didn't actually say who I picked in round 1 and who they picked in round 1, but that's fine. I'll do it for round 2. They went with Sea Lilius, Handguy, Stene, LCB. I got it right that time. Lone Crescent Balana, I know her name. And Destina, I am going to go for Arwell, LRK, Last Rider Crow, Bellion, Dilibet, and Architect Leica. I ban out the Sea Lilius because I'm tired of her face, and they ban out the Dilibet, thinking that I wouldn't ban out the Sea Lilius, but it's essentially a null and void. So let's see what happened in this one. So Architect Leica is going to be taking the turn. This is an immensely fast hand guy. And the most important thing about an immensely fast hand guy is that it is also on counter. It's like a 260 speed counter Mediator Carrick with 27k HP. This thing is cracked beyond all belief. Like, holy hell. They're just going to S2 into the belly and put up a barrier for the Stene, which is understandable. I mean, I thought that the Architect Leica's S3 would kill the Stene, but here we are. Stene, no book because of Bellion. She's just going to throw her magic lollipop at Architect Leica and take care of her. Smart, she is the damage dealer. I probably should have put up... oh, I did put up a barrier. Never mind. I don't know what I do in any of the matches that I play. I'm going to stun the LRK, not that it matters, but now he can't counter me every time I take an action. And I should also do a good amount of damage on him. He gets the Guardian Ice Crystals proc, and I don't know why Stene didn't get it. I don't know. I don't know how anything in this game works. I'm just here. So he is going to go ahead, buff everybody, which is understandable. Bellion is going to go, though, And I'm just going to throw my chair at them with the S3 and hopefully kill Stene. All right, we got there, but the hand guy does counter. And I'm feeling kind of okay with this. A little unfortunate, but what can you do? I go into the LCB and heal her, which is unfortunate. They're going to push forward Stene. Now Bellion is their main target. I think. No, they go into LRK and Arwell. I am going to do this because I can't go into hand guy because he'll just push himself and Destina forward, which would be bad. So they're just going to S1 into the Bellion, get strip the buffs on her. I'm going to go into LCB, try to strip her, don't get anything. And then LRK is like, hey, I want to come too. And, didn't do anything really. So now LCB is back at full health, which is bad. And now the Stene is back at full health. And they're going to go into Bellion. And now everything is looking bad. Strip the immunity off the LCB? No, why would I get that? So no luck there. I really needed to blind and speed down the LCB, hopefully to just mitigate a little bit of the damage. So now they're going to go into Belly and finish her off with Bellana's beautiful S3. I will always love it. And now it is LRK's time to, do things. So he's going to go ahead, kill the almost kill the LCB, kill the Stene. In hindsight, I probably should have S3'd the Bellana here just to get the barrier up for Arwell. If Bellion was here, I would feel more confident in a situation where they have Handguy and Destina left because the injury would come in so much handy. But instead, they're going to kill off my Arwell. And now I'm just kind of hoping that I can maybe kill the hand guy or get him to counter me so that I can cut my cooldowns to get to my S3 faster. Because now I do have Soul Burn. They're going to go into him. No dice. It's probably not an effectiveness. Hand guy still going to go into him. Okay, there we get the counter. Not that it necessarily mattered at that point because I think that took away the last bit of my cooldown. Hand guy still has way too much health. Destina also has way too much health and a barrier. So my hope starts dwindling a little bit. All they really have to do is wait because Destina absolutely has her S3. They just have to wait for the right time to revive everybody. And now Hand Guy is starting to do a lot of damage as well because of the attack buff. So I'm going to Soul Burn this. Go into him, still holding on to any vestiges of hope that I have left. To do nothing. Just nothing to anybody, which is highly unfortunate. He's just going to... Oh, he's just going to S1. I thought they put the barrier back up. And now, because my LRK has wasted his S3, I mean, I would have died if I didn't use the S3. They're going to revive back Stene and LCB, or they would have if the game didn't break. But, hey, that means we get a round 3, so let's see how that one goes. Round 3, the round of stealing each other's tech. They go for LRK, Sharoon, Lionheart, Sirmia, Bryceria, and Kisei. I go for Handguy, LCB, Bellana, Destina, Pirate Captain Flan, and Architect Leica. I ban out Kisei, they ban out Architect Leica. I feel confident in this one, but let's see if I'm able to take down Jinx. Pirate Captain Flan is going first. I am just going to throw this S3 into the wind to break the Bryceria out of stealth. I land a bomb on a Sharoon and a nothing on anybody else. Well, LRK and Bryceria had immunity, so that's fine, but no bomb on Lionheart Sirmia. A little annoying, but what are you going to do? I'm going to attack down the Bryceria. so that she doesn't do that much damage. Nothing doing, and LRK really doesn't matter with whatchamacallit? A defense break. Defense break doesn't really change his damage at all. The one thing that I do notice is that this Sharoon is immensely slow. And I don't really have any buffs on my team, so she's not going to be cutting the Lionheart Sirmia, which means that my Bellana will be countering after the Lionheart Sirmia has gone, which is fine by me. She does resist the bomb. I detonate the burn, though. Don't break the barrier. So I'm just going to get my Vigor up on Bellana, because they don't really have any debuffs that I care about at the moment. Bryceria can always strip it, so that's fine. Now, LCB is going to get her damage in, which is nice. Also, a bit of extra damage from the whatchamahoozits, the thingy, the Vigor buff, which is always helpful. I am going to Soul Burn my S3 because Sharoon is going next, and Sharoon cuts or reduces buff duration by 2. And Handguy's Soul Burn adds a turn to that. So I still have my immunity. I still have my attack buff. It didn't actually reduce the Pirate Captain flans, which is kind of surprising. It reduced LCBs and Handguys. Obviously, it didn't do anything to Destina because it has 305 effectiveness, and I would cry if it did. Bryceria has every buff imaginable, but also an attack down. So I don't think this will do too much damage. So she's going to rip the S3 into everybody. But I have Handguy coming up. I have Destina coming up. LCB is going to counter once again, do good damage to everybody. Handguy is just going to go into, I think, LHC. And because she's not in Guiding Light anymore, I'm going to proc the Immortality on the Bryceria. And I am just going to use my Revive to get everybody back up to full, except for Handguy, but close enough. Lionheart Sirmia is still under the effect of stun, so she can't do anything, and now my job is just to control her forever. I steal her effect res buff, which is great for me, doesn't really matter though. I'm going to go ahead and strip the Bryceria, give myself a barrier, and now Sharoon is very sad. Gonna go into the Pirate Captain flan, give a barrier to the Bryceria, but I'm going to take the Bryceria down. And now I feel very, very confident, and they concede the match. And I mean, hey, I did it. I did not expect to do it, but if you throw shit at a wall, eventually something will stick. I got thrown to the wolves and lost to like 3 billion Legend players. And then eventually I beat one, and unfortunately it was Jinx. So sorry for beating you, Jinx. It was a great match. I have literally nothing against you. You probably don't even know who I am. Love you, baby. Just creep out the people that don't know who I am. That's a great way to get people to watch my stuff. Yeah, so that was a really fun match, really great all-around fun time. I mean, it was a standard brawl, which is my favorite type of fight. Got to use Lethe, which is great. I don't know that she's really super good, but she's not bad. I fought a 30k one that destroyed my life, which was fun. But I mean, she's not bad. She's pretty good. No real qualms with her, other than her design, which I despise with every fiber of my being. If you look at her model, it just looks like her chest is filled with helium because they're just floating there, and it's weird, and I don't like it. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, go ahead and hit the like button. Subscribe if you want more content like this. Tell your mom that you love her. Tell your dad that your mom loves him. And high five your dog. If you don't have a dog, teach a dog that is not your own to high five you. It will appreciate it. And then, yeah, if you felt incredibly ambivalent about the entire thing, I don't know. I have nothing for you. You must seek your own path, young Padawan.